I work for an organization that deals in the unexplainable part 3. Working this job desensitizes you. I've seen so much fucked up shit that I think it's normal at this point. Just the other day I was taking a recruit on his first case and we came across a mangled corpse. I was confused as to why he threw up. I see worse stuff than that at least once a week. But that made me remember I was like that once. I was that scared kid who couldn't understand how a creature could do that. So I sat there and I tried to remember the shit I shut out. This is my story, and I don't mean some cases I choose to forget, I mean my personal story. How I ended up working a job where almost dying is pretty common, and the life and the people that I'd much rather stay forgotten. I was 20 at that time and I thought life was amazing. I was broke working a dead-end job, my family had long disowned me and my only friends were junkies and alcoholics. So why did I think life was so great? Well, it was 'cause I had her, my beautiful girlfriend. Josephine, I can see her now, her purple hair